The Maya civilization continues to captivate our imaginations. Their ancient cities, once lost to the dense jungles of Mesoamerica, whisper tales of a sophisticated society. Scholars and enthusiasts alike have pondered the fate of these remarkable people. What truly happened to the great Maya city-states? Did they simply vanish into the annals of history, or is there a more complex narrative waiting to be understood? Modern research, employing advanced technologies and interdisciplinary approaches, reveals a civilization far more resilient and adaptable than previously thought. The Maya did not just vanish. Instead, they navigated profound societal and environmental shifts. Understanding these shifts is key to appreciating their long history. The story is not just one of decline, but also of endurance, adaptation, and the lasting legacy of their culture, which continues to thrive in their descendants today across Central America. This essay will explore the latest insights into the Maya world, particularly focusing on research emerging in 2024 and 2025. The Maya civilization supported a remarkably large population for its time. At its zenith around 750 AD, estimates suggest that over 13 million people inhabited the Maya lands. This population density, in some areas, was comparable to that of modern Los Angeles County. Such numbers indicate a highly successful system of agriculture and resource management. They were able to sustain these large urban populations through sophisticated farming techniques. These techniques included terracing on hillsides and raised fields in swampy areas. Their architectural achievements are truly astounding, especially considering their technological context. The Maya constructed massive stone cities complete with towering pyramids, grand palaces, and intricate temples. These structures were built without the aid of metal tools, the wheel for transportation, or draft animals like oxen or horses. Instead, they relied on immense human labor, stone tools, and ingenious engineering. Great cities such as Tikal in Guatemala, Calakmul in Mexico, and Cacao in Belize stand as testaments to Maya urbanism. These urban centers were interconnected by trade routes, facilitating the exchange of goods like jade, obsidian, salt, and cacao. The scale and complexity of these cities reflect a highly organized society with strong leadership and a shared vision. The Maya possessed an extraordinary understanding of astronomy. They meticulously tracked the movements of the sun, moon, planets, and stars. This knowledge was integral to their religious beliefs and agricultural practices. They developed several calendars, including a 365-day solar calendar known as the Hab. This calendar was remarkably accurate, even more so than the Julian calendar used in Europe at the time. They also used a 260-day sacred calendar called the Tzolk'in. The interplay of these calendars created a larger cycle, the calendar round, which repeated every 52 years, marking significant periods for rituals and civic events. In mathematics, the Maya developed a sophisticated vigesimal base 20 system. This system was highly advanced for its time. Crucially, it included the concept of zero, represented by a shell-like glyph. The Maya understood and utilized 0 centuries before it was independently developed in India, and subsequently adopted in Europe. Furthermore, the Maya developed one of the most complex writing systems in the ancient Americas. Their hieroglyphic script was a rich combination of logograms, symbols representing whole words, and syllabograms, symbols representing phonetic syllables. Although only a few codices survive today, they, along with the stone inscriptions, provide invaluable insights into Maya thought and society. For decades, the dominant story was a sudden, mysterious Maya collapse. Between 750 and 950 AD, many great cities in the southern Maya lowlands declined. The narrative depicted thriving urban centers rapidly abandoned. Monumental construction ceased, contributing to the image of a vanished civilization. Numerous theories emerged, from warfare and invasions to disease and environmental factors. Recent research has revolutionized our understanding of Maya societal shifts. Studies from Ceibal, Guatemala, reveal 2 major periods of Maya decline. This challenges the narrative of a single catastrophic collapse. The first downturn, a pre-classic collapse, occurred around the 2nd century AD. The Maya demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptation. A strong scientific consensus now points to severe climate change as a primary driver in both Maya collapse periods, particularly the well-documented Classic collapse. At the end of the Classic period, roughly between 800 and 950 AD, the northern Maya territories experienced a drastic reduction in average rainfall. Studies indicate this decrease was around 50% on average. During peak drought episodes within this period, the reduction in precipitation could have been as high as 70%, a devastating blow to their agricultural systems. The Maya had developed sophisticated methods for water collection and storage, such as reservoirs and underground cisterns. However, these systems would have been severely strained and ultimately overwhelmed by droughts of such magnitude and duration. The failure of crops would have led to widespread famine, malnutrition, and increased competition for scarce resources. This environmental stress undoubtedly exacerbated existing social and political tensions within and between the Maya city-states, contributing to their decline. The evidence for these ancient droughts comes from multiple independent lines of scientific inquiry. Paleoclimatologists have analyzed sediment cores taken from lakes and coastal areas. One of the most persistent misconceptions about the Maya is that they simply disappeared. This idea, often fueled by the romantic image of lost cities, is far from accurate. In reality, millions of Maya people continue to live in their ancestral homelands across Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. They maintain vibrant cultural traditions, speak dozens of distinct Maya languages, and carry forward a rich heritage. The term collapse, therefore, does not refer to the extinction of the Maya people or their culture. It specifically describes the decline of the classic period political systems and the abandonment of many major urban centers in the southern lowlands. Another common misunderstanding is that the Maya collapse was a uniform event that affected all regions equally and simultaneously. This is not supported by archaeological evidence. While many cities in the southern lowlands, such as Tikal and Palenque, experienced decline and depopulation during the 8th and 9th centuries, other areas, particularly in the northern Yucatan Peninsula, actually flourished during this same period and even later. Cities like Chichen Itza and Uxmal rose to prominence, showcasing different architectural styles and possibly different political structures, demonstrating regional dynamism rather than a monolithic collapse. The emerging transformation perspective, strongly supported by recent findings from 2024 and 2025, offers a more accurate and nuanced understanding of what happened to the classic Maya civilization. This perspective moves away from the simplistic idea of a sudden total collapse and instead emphasizes processes of adaptation, reorganization, and cultural continuity. It acknowledges the severe challenges, particularly environmental ones like drought, but also highlights the resilience and ingenuity of the Maya people in responding to these pressures over extended periods. Examples of Maya adaptation are numerous and varied. In response to declining agricultural productivity and political instability in the southern lowlands, populations began to move. Some migrated northwards to the Yucatan Peninsula, contributing to the growth of cities there. Others may have dispersed into smaller, more sustainable rural communities. Political structures also underwent transformation. The highly centralized power of divine kings in some classic cities gave way to different forms of governance in later periods, possibly more decentralized or collective systems in certain areas. Agricultural practices were also modified to cope with changing environmental conditions. There is evidence for increased reliance on drought-resistant crops in some regions. Water management techniques may have been further refined or adapted to local circumstances. The story of the Maya, particularly their experiences with profound environmental and societal change, serves as a compelling historical case study. It offers valuable lessons for our contemporary world as we grapple with similar challenges. The Maya experience demonstrates the inherent vulnerability of complex societies to significant shifts in climate. Their reliance on predictable rainfall patterns for agriculture made them susceptible to prolonged droughts, highlighting how crucial environmental stability is for societal well-being. This historical parallel resonates strongly with current concerns about global climate change and its potential impacts on modern civilizations. However, the Maya narrative is not solely one of vulnerability, it is also a profound testament to human resilience and the capacity for adaptation. Over millennia, they developed sophisticated knowledge systems and societal structures that allowed them to thrive in a challenging tropical environment. When faced with crises, including the major declines in the pre-classic and classic periods, they demonstrated an ability to reorganize, migrate, and modify their ways of life. If you found this journey into the mysteries of the Maya as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Join us as we continue to explore the enigmas of history, true crime, unsolved cases, and the paranormal. Your curiosity fuels our quest for knowledge.